Hey, what's up, retro games and music fans? Jeff Copperthite here. I am happy to bring another lesson to you this week, and I know I've been absent for a couple of weeks now, putting up new videos. Been kind of a hectic February. I'm glad that March is here, and I'm trying to tone it down a little bit with some other things going on in my life, but bring you some videos at the same time. So today I've got a lesson for a song from The Legend of Zelda, and we're going old school, right back to the the regular Nintendo, Legend of Zelda, the original, and we're going to show you today how to play the dungeon theme, not Ganon's theme, obviously, because that's different, but all the other 8 levels that you play in the game, you hear the same tune, and it's basically a very easy 2-channel piece. The piece itself does use an echo track on one of the third channels. Obviously, it translates very well to piano, as does most 8-bit music. So we're going to learn how to play that song right now. Let's get started. Okay, so let's start this lesson with the left hand, and the left hand's actually the melody in the song, so we're going to start by playing that. Pretty much have an option of playing it down or up in this octave, so right below middle C or all the way down to the left. I actually have my keyboard set up to play a dual voice, and the second voice is actually going to play an octave down, so you'll hear it now. So you hear that there's a low note and there's also the standard note. So it's a slightly different voice, but again, it's going to make the performance part of the song look pretty cool. All right, so anyway, the first note is G, and it pretty much starts like this. Right, so it's G, B flat, D, and then D flat, G flat, right? And you kind of descend down, and your next note's going to be an F, A flat, D flat, C, E. Right, so that's pretty much the first 4 measures of the melody right there. So right, and now this part here, we're going to be E flat, G, higher E flat, then D, and then down an octave to D, and then a G, D, and then a D flat. And that right there is pretty much the first part of the melody. Now, you know that if you know the song, the next part is a little bit or actually a lot different than the rest of it. In this case, it's an ascending D major chord, and we play it in the left hand a little bit differently than we're going to play it in the right hand. And so that's the hardest part of the song. That one measure at the end of the song is the hardest to play. So we'll start with the left hand and break that down. So we're going to start on D, and then we're going to go to F sharp and A, and then we're going to basically ascend to the diminished part of that chord, and then all right, so that's pretty much all the notes of it. So that's a long string of notes. I can play it real time for you. It sounds kind of like this. And then you would reset and go back to the beginning of that. So let's break that down. It's D, F sharp, A, C, A, C, E flat, C, E flat, G flat, A, and then back down those notes. And you would reset. So obviously on the screen, there's your notes for that last part. Definitely a tricky part. So that's the left hand. The left hand obviously loops back to that. Now the right hand is going to be playing those higher notes. Now again, you can play it here. You can play it here, or you can play it here. So I'm going to actually play it right about over here. So I know the camera's set up to record mostly over here, but we're going to be up here. We're going to be playing the following chord and an extra note. So we start with the G minor, and we're going to be playing the E flat, and then we're actually going to keep our 4th and 5th fingers on the D and the E flat. And then we're going to move the left hand down a third at a time. So this is the first 2 notes, and then those are the second. I know this is not the way we're playing, I'm just showing you the notes. And then here we're going to go, and then we're going to go, and then we're going to have the crazy thing on the right hand. So we'll break that down. So here's how we're going to do. We're going to start with a G, B flat, D, E flat. So together, and if we're playing 16th notes on the right hand, so it's, and then the next one is just moves these 2 down to the F and the A, F sharp and A. And the 4th and 5th fingers are still the same. and then you're going to play F, A flat. Now this part here can be a little tricky as far as fingerings are concerned. You may have to kind of, I find it easy if you can keep your hands in the same spot, but for me, it's quite a stretch to go from E, G, and then play the D on the fourth finger, and then the E flat as well on the pinky. So you still got to keep that constant. So practice that stretch when E, G, and D flat, sorry, D and E flat. Now here you're going to move your when you play these last two here, you're going to move your fourth and fifth fingers down to the C and the D, and you're going to go E, G, C, D, E flat, sorry. And then you're going to move one thumb down to the D, same notes. Now, while you're playing the left hand crazy part, the right hand plays something slightly different, but different enough to be tricky. So you're going to play basically a D7 chord, ascending, and then you're going to go to an F sharp diminished chord, ascending, and then you're going to go to an A diminished chord, and then you're going to hang on these two notes right here, this D sharp and this F sharp, twice, and then you're going to go to a D sharp diminished chord, right? So together it's like this. Sorry. Right, and notice the fingering in the middle. When I went to those D sharp and F sharp, I moved my second and third fingers in position so I could play the diminished chord. And then the hardest part of the song is once you end that, and then you got to go back into that. So this whole thing together is going to sound very interesting when you play this live. But anyway, that's sort of the lesson as far as the parts of the song. Let's go ahead and play it live.